Welcome to the Arsenal show. We are live, and it's the Arsenal versus Aston Villa pre-match preview. Arsenal need a win off the back of 2 draws. They scored 2 goals in the last one, but they conceded 2, so that's no good. It's time to get back to winning ways, Arsenal. And I'm joined by my co-host today. It's Steve K. How you doing, Steve?
Yeah, how you doing, Kieron? We're starting to let a few goals in, so it's a bit worrying.
And of course, my other host, it is Jerome Marks. I seem to have lost my... There we go. Jerome Marks. How you doing, Jerome?
Yeah, fine. Fine, thanks. Ask me again in 6 hours. Might be a bit different, but we'll see.
Yeah. Arsenal are going to... It's so early in the weekend as well. I didn't even know this game was happening. Why are we playing games on a Monday and Friday? We're not in Europe, but they're still punishing us. Punishing us. Monday, Friday. What's that all about?
Absolute I don't know.
Nonsense.
I don't know. I don't think we've heard that before.
It don't make sense. It don't make sense. All right, we've got a bit of team news. Obviously, Granit Xhaka remains out for Arsenal. There are question marks over Bukayo Saka and Kieron Tierney, although Saka was at training yesterday, so it will probably be a late fitness test there. But it looks like a dead leg. Anyone that's had a dead leg, like a proper dead leg, will know that it's no joke. Sometimes you just can't walk. And anyone that managed to catch the show last night and heard about Nathan Ellenton's story of a dead leg, it is an epic story, which Brilliant. I'm going to have to chop up and throw out because it was very, very funny. All right, let's get to it. Steve, what's your feelings on the game? Aston Villa, good team. Not popular as much as they were last season, but still good.
A little. Yeah, it's going to be tough again. Aston Villa, they've you just said they've dropped in form a little bit, so maybe we can take advantage of that. Quite a surprising 3-2 defeat for Wolves when they played Wolves last week. I didn't expect that. So it's going to be tough. I'm hearing Leon Bailey's back for selection again, so definitely someone we're going to have to keep an eye on, especially with up their 2 up front. It's going to be they're going to cause us problems, especially with us starting to leak a few goals. Danny Ings and Ollie Watkins, a very, very dangerous pair. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be hard. The team shape, I think, is going to be very important for tonight because I think he does need to change something from the Brighton game. Not necessarily with players, but just the formation and the way we're going to line up. I thought he got his that a little bit wrong on Monday, but we were saying before we came on air that it's a short time between Monday and Friday, but it could go the other way. Players might want to get an early game to get the disappointing last couple of results out of their heads and move on to the next one.
Yeah, definitely. Jerome, what last time we played Villa, we've not had a very good results against them in the last 3. We've lost the last 3. What about this team today? Potential lineup could be the difference in turning that around.
God, I think this is definitely the most. It's going to be, like you said before, this is going to be the most interesting lineup I think so far this season, because he hasn't had to. Not saying that these games are back to back, but hasn't had such a short time in between games, and obviously with Saka picking up a bit of a knock, that's going to make a difference. This is team lineups are hard to pick under normal circumstances, but with this game coming so soon, I think it's even harder. It's a really tricky one. I think you've just got to maybe pick I wouldn't say pick the players that are most fresh, because then you'd probably just rotate the whole team. And I don't think he's going to do that.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he'll make a few changes. And I guess the big one, or one of the big ones, on the back of the Palace game is probably the striker. Wouldn't be surprised to see Lacazette start.
Okay. What we'll do is we're going to get onto that now. So we'll do your predicted lineups. Steve, we'll start with you. What's your predicted lineup today?
Is it Mikel Arteta's or what I would play?
Well, give us Mikel Arteta's.
Yeah, Mikel Arteta's. I think he'll start with Ramsdale in goal, Tomiyasu, Gabriel White, Tierney, back four, Partey. I think he possibly could bring in El Neni with Odegaard in the three there, and then Saka, Lacazette, and Aubameyang. And I've got a feeling he might pull Pepe out. Okay,
so what would you change about that from yours?
Well, I've had one of these sit down and had a think of what I would do, and Villa like to play. They're very versatile in the way they line up. Sometimes they play with the three across the back. Sometimes they can fall that back. They can even start. Sometimes they even start with a back five. So how they're going to start against Arsenal? I think they're going to go and probably think, well, come on, Arsenal ain't doing too good lately. Let's have a go at them. So they may very well change their formation to suit that. But my team, which will be, controversial, would be Ramsdale in goal, Tomiyasu, Gabby, White, and Tierney. No changes, no shocks there. But then there would be a little few changes for me. I would do a 4-2-3-1 because of the fact of the problems that we're having with Thomas Partey and needing him to push forward and not be this defensive midfield player. Now, I don't know if he's fit, but I would possibly think about playing Colin Chambers in there if it was me. I mean, this is if it was me. I'm a risk taker. I don't know if he's fit. Chambers used to play it for Fulham. He was player of the year there for Fulham, and I don't know why we haven't given him a go yet. But it's something I've thought about a lot. I would play Chambers with Partey, which would give Partey a lot of license then to come forward, and not be that sitting defensive midfield player. I know Chambers ain't defensive midfield player as such in name, but he has very, very defensive minded. So there's me thinking there. And then the three would be Saka, Odegaard, Aubameyang. So you'd have Saka, Odegaard playing as a number 10 in front of Chambers and Partey. And then up front, Alexander, Lacazette. With that formation, I feel now what we was talking about for the last week or even 2 weeks, that would enable for Odegaard to be the main man to get on the ball and start creating, popping the ball about and playing these through balls that we want Odegaard to do, and basically why we've bought him. So he won't do that, but it's just something that I feel that it could get the best out of Arsenal that way.
Do you not think El Nene could do a job that Callum Chambers could do in there?
Yeah, he could do. But, he could do. It's either one or the other, I suppose. As long as we play in that 4-2-3-1, and not the four and the three. Yeah. I think we should just play the two. You can play Chambers. You can play. I think it was just saying in my mind that I think, where is Chambers? Why don't we give him a go? He has played in midfield before for Fulham. He was player of the year there. Would he be a chance? I mean, we're into that stage where we're looking for. People are saying, well, look, Elneny, he's not really the answer. Odegaard, we don't really want him playing there. So what other choices have we got? And it was just, hold on a minute, Colin Chambers played midfield before for Fulham. Why not give him a go? So, but he won't do that. And you're right. Yeah, you could play Elneny there.
All right. Jerome, give us your predicted lineup.
I think the back four picks itself. I would put Partey and Lokonga as the two in midfield. hopefully Saka's recovered, so I'd put him on the right. I'd predicted him on the right. Smith Rowe as the number 10, Martinelli on the left, and Lacazette up front. So I wouldn't play. Yeah.
Is there any changes that you'd make yourself from that?
No, I think that's what I'd go with, and I think
Your
that's
front
what
three would be. Who would your front be? Sorry, who would
So,
your front three be again?
Saka on the right,
Yeah.
Lacazette up front, and Martinelli on the left.
Oh, you're going for Martinelli.
Yeah.
So what's the change from Martinelli, from Pepe to Martinelli then?
I'd have Martin. Firstly, Pepe's been playing on the right, hasn't he? So I'd put Saka on the right instead of Pepe, and I'd have Martinelli on the left.
All right, cool. And if Saka is still injured,
if Saka's no good, then we're in a pickle. Then I'd probably just play Pepe there, but reluctantly.
Reluctantly. Go on, tell us about your Pepe reluctance at the moment.
No, I'm just not a fan. I think when Saka plays there, he's much better than him. But if you're going to play Saka, I'd play him on the right.
Yeah.
And that means Pepe wouldn't play. But yeah, I don't know. I know his numbers are very good, Pepe, in terms of what he contributes. But I don't know. He does a lot of, for everything good he does loads of horrific things.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a stat that came out the other day that he lost the ball 22 times in the Crystal Palace game, which is criminal. For no matter what you do, even if you score 2 or 3 goals, if you lose the ball 22 times, it does start to lose the fluidity for the team. I think I spoke about the same situation we had where I feel like at the moment people are taking too many long shots. So it loses that fluidity, and there's time and a place for taking a long shot. When you've got 4 defenders in front of you, it's not that time. Half an hour into the game, 40 minutes into the game, it ain't that time to be popping off long shots like it's the last 2 minutes of the game. Because it just, it stopped a couple of chances. And in recent games, I've seen it. It's not just the Crystal Palace game. I saw it in the Brighton game. There's too many long shots. It's just, it comes across as desperate sometimes when we're nowhere near that. And we can just play our way into the box like we used to.
Do you know what I feel? Sorry. What over the last few weeks, I think it's just, while Xhaka's out, it's just so important to get the best out of Thomas Partey. I'm fed up with seeing people tweeting and quoting him off when he ain't a DM. I'm fed up me coming on here and saying he's not a DM, he had a bad game. It's time that we started getting the best out of Thomas Partey. Now, who is the best player to put in that midfield at this moment in time to get the best out of him? On his day, he could be our best player. He could be our number 1 player, the most important player in the 11, in our squad, if you like. So how do we start getting the best out of him? You've got to start playing players in the middle of that park so he can do what he's good at. If he's having to play as a defensive midfield player until Xhaka's back, then all that's going to do is, the fans are going to be getting on Partey's back because they just will, because they won't see the fact that he ain't a defensive midfield player. They're starting to get on his back already. We need to start, and Odegaard as well, really. We need to start playing players in the positions where those two, especially, we've got to start getting the best out of them. Can Lokonga, can he protect Partey? Can he let Partey go? I mean, the more I'm thinking about it, El Neni probably is the right choice. So Partey can go forward. We need someone to protect him so he can go, right, go on, Thomas, off you go.
Yeah, for me, if I'm going to have someone in that central midfield at the moment with Thomas Partey, after seeing the Congo do the job that he can do and Odegaard do the job. Don't say it. I'm going to have to say it, mate. I'm going to have to say it. It's going to have to be Onene.
It is. It's
going to have to be Onene. I can't. The Congo's just not ready, and he's just. I don't want it to get to the situation where this kid's just been pulled from pillar to post, not nurtured in the right way, not brought into games the same way we would do if there was a full squad, and just dumped in it. He's just not there, and he's got so much talent that I don't want that smashed out of him through confidence, because it's what happened to Gabriel early on in the season last year. He played himself into that position, got to a point where we weren't in great form, and his form just dipped massively, and he had to get taken out of it. And well, I say luckily enough, but we had like eight centre backs in there to cover him. We don't have that option at the moment in midfield. And
who plays in that centre midfield,
Kiers? Just ain't working.
Who plays in the centre midfield for Villa? Who plays it? Who plays in? Who's there? I'm trying to think who they are.
I think it's McGinn, isn't it? McGinn plays there.
Yeah, McGinn plays there.
Who's next to him? Who's next to him? Who would they be battling against? Louise, isn't it? It's Louise.
Yeah, Douglas Louise.
Douglas Louise, who's really doing well at the moment. So I think they would eat the Congo up for dinner.
Yeah, so
they're too experienced.
Hate to say,
but I do agree with Jerome.
Yeah, I don't want to, but I've got no option. All right, key man, Steve. Who have you got as your key man for today?
Ramsdale, Tommy, Gabby, White, Tierney, Chambers, Party. Probably the old lot.
Getting peppered.
No. Right. If Leon Bailey's playing, then Tommy's in for another interesting afternoon, isn't he? If Bailey's starting, but whether they will start him or not after just coming back from injury, I'm not sure if they will. But looking at the way Villa line up, if Lacazette's playing, then I think he's our key man. If he, after his little cameo that we see the other night, if he can come on and add to that and do even better and score a goal, which is we do need to score goals. I'm going to say Lacazette, because if he does score a goal, he should be picked for the next game and so forth. If he's doing it, if he's on it. So for me, I'm going to go for Alexander Lacazette if he plays. Yeah.
All right, cool. So you're going for Lacazette. Jerome, who is your key man?
I'm going to do a first here. And for me, the key man, I'm not actually going to give a name. I'm going to say the person that plays next to Partey will be the key man for me.
All right. Not quite a cop out.
I'm very nearly sitting on the fence. I'm very close to the fence. Yeah.
When the team comes up tonight, key man, Jerome Messing.
Yeah. So we'll sort of see. Yeah, we'll see an hour before kickoff.
Message on WhatsApp, like, actually, kids, can we do that pod again? Can I take that back? I didn't realise he was going to play El Nene. I didn't think he was going to play El Nene.
He could play He could play Ainsley Maitland-Niles in there, but again, I wouldn't, because to me he's untrustworthy.
I think for me, it's not the actual player that's going to play there. I think it's going to be how it affects the middle of the pitch, how it affects the team. That's why I'm saying that person, because I think that's then going to affect Partey, and he can have such a big influence on our team that person next to him it's like when Xhaka plays, even if some people don't like him, there's an influence on the team because of maybe what he allows Partey to do, perhaps. So I think it's whoever plays next to Partey. So we'll see.
All they have to do is sit, don't they, Jerome? They just have to sit and just say off he goes and be disciplined. Gilberto Silva for years, Arsenal fans. Who is he? What's he done? Don't do nothing. All he does is pass sideways. But Gilberto Silva was when he wasn't in the side, I knew about it.
I've heard you say that a few times. I'm thinking, what Arsenal fans was you around? We loved Gilberto Silva down this season, especially when he started taking penalties as well. I think he got 10 goals in one season.
Yeah.
Remember that?
One of his last seasons,
Yeah. We love Gilberto Silva down here.
Yeah, you just have to realise what he does. It always seemed, when he had to be on it because a lot of the time Ashley Cole was coming forward, and we all know about Ashley Cole's defensive frailties when he was at Arsenal. Mm-hmm. So Gilberto Silva was the one who had to keep coming across and slotting in and so he could let Ashley Cole go. And I always used to watch for that. Because I was always someone who looks for Ashley Cole, with his defensive frailties. And, as soon as he went forward, straight away, I was looking at Gilberto Silva, and all he did was just take a few steps over. And that's discipline. That's the discipline you need. I mean, they're worth their weight in gold to a football team. First name on team sheets for me.
Yeah, definitely. Score predictions. We'll start with you on this one, Jerome.
I think it'll be 1-0.
No.
I don't normally predict us to draw, but
absolute letdown on that score prediction.
I know. But wait till you ask me who the score is going to be.
Absolute leveler. I was up here. Jerome has just brought me back down to here, bruv.
You did
with a bang.
Jerome, that means you think we're going to get beat tonight. That 1-1. That's your heart giving us that one. You're thinking we're going to get done tonight, but I can't say that. I'm going to say 1.
I thought this last night. When you do the predictions, you think you're going to win. The scores like that. The gap in the scores like that. If you think it's going to be tight and it could be a draw, you go 2-1. If you think you're going to lose, you say 1-0. Yeah, you never say lose. You never say lose. And Jerome has just proved it. 1-0.
That's it. Exactly.
In other words,
your soul right now. I know what you mean when you say 1-0, Jerome.
Yeah, he's on his WhatsApp group after this. We're going to get hammered tonight. I'm telling you, we're going to get slaughtered.
4 more goals if Grealish was there, he'd be saying. Are you Villa in disguise? Steve, what's your score prediction? Jerome's gone for 1-0, people. J next to his name. Jerome.
Yeah. It's going to be tough. It's going to be hard. Good side Villa. Martinez coming back. Obviously, he's going to want to be. He's probably going to play the game of his life against us. So, but hopefully not. I'm going for Aubameyang and Lacazette. Finally getting their partnership back up going again. I'm thinking they're going to be confident if the two player keeps. They've got to play first. I mean, if he doesn't after Monday night. I seriously wonder about it. Anyway, but I'm going to go for Aubameyang and Lacazette having a really good night, and us winning by 2-1.
2-1 for Steve. All right, score predictions are in. Key man's in. Jerome's got the invisible man for now, but we know what he's talking about. And Steve has gone for Lacazette, didn't you, Steve?
Yeah, if he plays, yeah. If he don't, Tomiyasu's got to have another good game if Bailey plays.
All right. So people, hit that like and subscribe. Make sure you join us later for the post-match reaction. And hit in the comment section with your score predictions as well. Thank you for joining us tonight, guys.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you for joining us. So everyone in the comment section, a couple of new people. Come over to KS1 TV, Facebook user. I went over there to say hello and I've said my piece. Come over, hit that like and subscribe so you can join in with the crew later on. All right. Peace out, people. Stay safe and wash your hands.